Well, hello there. How are you today? Haha. Adjust your volume accordingly. You'll probably want to set my actual thing at like, I don't know if it was at 200, drop it to regular. Word. I just got like a new setup and stuff, so inputs and everything are a little bit differently. My input is currently at 75. Cool. We'll just hang out right there then. No, it was at 100%, so I just dropped it a little bit for the sake of audio. Because on the previous setup, I needed it higher for whatever reason. I don't know. This just does a little better with the input. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is running on Linux Mint, and I'm new to Linux entirely, so this has been an experience. It's not all that different, and I'm not an idiot, so I will get used to it quick. Especially, too, because it's my main workstation. My laptop now is just going to be dedicated to gaming, which is a hassle. More, not necessarily a hassle, but I have to kind of rearrange the desktop a little bit to accommodate it for space. So there's more incentive to, like, just stay on the computer and do work than grab the laptop and do games. Hello and afternoon. A new challenger has entered the arena. Is that the DOS style input thing? Yeah, the terminal. I can tell you in advance, I will never get into it. I just don't have the time or care to like speak in programming code and go back to playing DOS and load comma star comma 8. You remember that? Anyway, no. It just ain't happening. I will do things the easy way. I've already got like I haven't gotten anything working with it, but I got Wine for like if I absolutely need Windows things. And on Steam, as much as like so I want to save the capacity on the computer, first of all, for work stuff, because Midjourney is eventually going to fill it up. And then, yeah, so it's not a gaming station, but I have a little bit of room for Steam, and I activated the Proton so that it can accommodate Linux, whatever's. But that's not even a main focus. That doesn't really matter. Right now, my main conundrum on the Windows side, like on my laptop, OBS was built in with some kind of plugin or something that very specifically captured Discord audio. So when I'm recording, it won't take the music that Roll20 is playing, which may or may not have copyright infringement and stuff, right? Only grab the Discord audio. So on here, it doesn't have that plugin, so I have to like just kind of deal with it. And I will find and eventually figure out the way. I haven't actually even taken the search or figured out why there's a discrepancy, but that's really my only problem right now. Otherwise, everything is smooth and working good. It lags a little bit more. I think the processor's better on the laptop. Might be a little bit newer or whatever. So like when I load Roll20, sometimes like the higher def images will load slower, but it's fine. It's not like detrimental necessarily. It just kind of slightly more ponderous than usual, I guess. It's all good. Oh yeah, so there is a soundboard which has more sounds in it if you guys are into that sort of thing. Let me know if you need to know where to access the soundboard. No one cares, crickets. The Dooney, I believe, is still on sabbatical, so we probably won't see her, but if she jumps in, cool, she'll just... Oh, wow. Uh, she'll just jump in as she will. But in the meantime, I'll just kind of have her hang out in the background, maybe heal you guys when it's helpful. Since you guys are all technically together on the ship, you're welcome to send her back and have her stand guard with your insectoid hatchling friend. But we will get to that. No. We're all friends here. But since we are all present, if you guys are all good and ready to go, we can get started with recaps and stuff. It's been a little while since we gathered, so things and stuff have transpired. Bring you over here. Check out your ship. You have a ship that looks like that. Do I have an image of a spider thing hiding back there? I must. I'll fix it later. And kind of hop in here where you guys had roughly left off. Move you guys all to the middle of the nebula here. Spatial drift, whatever. I don't know if anybody is on mute or anything, or if you guys can hear me. Check 1, 2. Groovy. Calico remains silent. Okay, cool. So yes, whoever would like to get free inspiration for recapping, no limit on that if multiple people want to jump in there, character perspectives or whatever, but I am unfamiliar with the memory ability of a koala. Koalas are dumb. Dude, they're not cute. They're ferocious. A, have you seen one all wet? And B, they still got like claws and teeth and stuff. Yeah. Look up a wet koala. They're horrifying. Not that I'm aware of. I will apologize in advance if it is. I am not up with the slang that kids are using these days. If there's an Urban Dictionary version of that, I don't have a clue. I'm sorry in advance if you find anything weird. All right. Meanwhile, while we discuss the memory and ferociousness of a koala, oh yeah, see, look at that thing, cuddly my ass. For Calico and Koro, either of you guys are things and stuff trickling in. Indeed. Yeah. Trader merchant type, yeah. This was the first sentient life that you guys had encountered after dropping off the Belarus. Belairs.
And then our gunner on the first shot faces down, and we got contacted by ye old hardy lady Esper Genesis, Roll20 Buzz.
You are welcome to presume that they were pirates. I went ahead and just actually
Alright,
fully labeled them as such, so.
Roll20 Buzz is what they say to me, and since they're kind of SOL, we kind of had the one up on them. They weren't having us to engage us in conversation, and they want us to get into the first ship. We decided, yeah, we'll kind of go along with it until we get our sights on them, and then we're just gonna take them the fuck out and hire. What am I forgetting, man?
Well, you had actually made your way over
We did.
into the hole that was blasted through,
Along with their bow.
definitely taking an aggressive stance. You had come into the docking bay where there was no one physically present there, hatches sealed otherwise. I believe you may or may not have tried to start to hack the seal to get access to deeper into the ship.
I think we did, and
I have a
failed.
vague recollection of things and stuff, yes.
Failed hacking something, half hacking something. No, I know she has advantage of access to the ship. We failed at it or something.
I think too she had cast the she has the familiarity with it's a recognized device or analyzed device.
Yeah.
Yes, seeing that there. So she will be able to hack in and get you guys access when you are
To
ready
our
to.
section.
Yeah, I did send her a message too. I don't know again if she's still on hiatus or anything. She might have just been popping on to check a message or something, but she might still be out and about. But yes, that is roughly where we had left off. You guys are welcome to add more. Also, too, let me know if you have goals that have been fulfilled. We want to make sure that you get your inspiration opportunities and such for that. Okay.
Got trying to.
A for effort. But yeah, if you guys have any kind of plotting or scheming, anything you want to do to approach or discuss, or if you're ready, you can dive right in.
What the hell are our goals? Oh, I think they're preliminary.
I can tell you what they are, as
Yeah.
I have that. Okay, cool. And also, you guys did recently have a level up, so don't forget about any new cool abilities or
Oh, okay.
things, because
Did I level up?
that's a thing.
We're supposed to be level 3, right?
Everybody had a level up. Pretty sure we completed that. You guys
Yeah.
should all be good to go, as I recall. But just wanted to remind you could have some newer abilities. Yep, looks like everybody should be level 3.
Cool.
And so, the floor is yours. You are currently, again, in their docking bay. Big hole blasted in the side of the ship, so you guys are having to use your spacesuits that have mag boots and the like, breathing apparati. which you won't need once you get inside. But that is your current status. You are welcome to. Their ship is currently melded and attached to that of the Volna trader because he, just trying to vie for time, as soon as he accepted that they could dock, then ran and got that all soldered together, so yeah. May not want to cause a self-destruct or anything, lest there be an innocent casualty, but otherwise... And so... I'm going to... ambient noise... tension... When you are able to move forth, there is a small tunnel hallway that you're able to utilize to depressurize and remove your spacesuits for better maneuverability. Have your gear all ready to go. When you walk forth, Zara is able to hack another terminal, get it open. It opens into the bay that you will see before you. And there are 3 drones that are circling the hatch on the far side. They appear to be on guard duty. They haven't noticed you as you come in. It is likely that proximity will trigger them, as is typical with defense drones set up as such.
How far away are we?
That is a great question, and that depends on who you are and where you stand. They are roughly, looks like 40 feet, 50 if you're counting for altitude on the higher one, 45-ish. They'll have some altitude to the floor. That's going to be about 30 feet away, and then some altitude up. Looking at the floor plan. It will draw their attention, but yes, you can. You'll kind of have that one-shot opportunity before venturing into the land of initiative. No, not at all. This is the Binary Star, the ship of the space pirates.
Now, are we already hostile to these guys? Do they not know what hostile is? I don't remember that.
You can presume that they will have observed that you are coming aboard with an advanced party, as opposed to having agreed to previous terms. And you also, too, when you arrived initially, you did anticipate a firefight, anticipated there to be people there, hadn't encountered them yet. And also, too, seeing that these strike drones are in place outside of the hatch defensively, you can presume hostility. Oh, alright. Well, wow, Towen Banetail has a snack. Zara is going to take cover, and she's going to be tinkering at her device looking for a way that she might be able to mess with them. But she will follow your lead at the moment. AC is 13 plus your dex, functions as a PSD against weapons with connect property, so that means if they're a heavy weapon and they blast you, you don't get knocked back and stuff. Receive any benefit from this power, you cannot be wearing any armor or protective gear. May dismiss the effect of this power with an action. Why isn't that a bonus action? That's kind of weird. And it also lasts for 8 hours. It's not a concentration thing. So that is just your status for as long as you want to have it up for the next 8 hours. And you're welcome to adjust your token for your AC. Currently it shows 14. And I don't know if that's accurate. It should be 13 plus your dex mod. Is your dex mod 0? Oh, well that's sad.
One is, your deck mod is now 1, right? Oh, wait, no.
Yeah, just pumps it up a little bit.
Why not have
You may not.
really good to know?
Let me see. I'm just going to scroll down on your sheet. So your AC 14 will come from your dex bonus entirely. You have a flight suit, traveling clothes. Can try to wrap a sleeping bag around yourself. Yeah, that's not going to provide.
Oh, yeah, cool.
So, yeah, it would appear you have not yet purchased armor. You're fairly certain the nearby planet Almaris will have a market. You might be able to acquire it. What gives you 1 AC?
Well,
The flight suit?
flight suit.
Oh.
Well, it doesn't give you 1 AC. It makes your AC feel.
Oh, okay. That would count because your dex bonus of +4 would bring that to 15.
That's why
Oh, so then are you not wearing it to confirm? Perfect. All right. Good clarification there. Stealth armor. Yeah, there is a nearby planet, which you guys were kind of en route to, if you will. Place where you can kind of stock up, gear up, any repairs necessary. Also, too, you might be able to find any kind of jobs, get some extra cash if you need. There was an intention to eventually head back toward the Volna home world, but beyond that, other opportunities arise.
Anyway, yeah, half you can.
I do apologize. You kind of got stuttered a little there. I didn't hear that.
I was like, oh, that I haven't. I'm going to help. Right?
All right. Go ahead, please, and roll your stealth for me. That will be your free pre-initiative round. Well, nobody's actually fired upon or been seen yet, so. Ooh, pity it wasn't with advantage. That being said, sneaking over to the side for Momo and Varuk. Varuk, of course, activating a protective field. What will Momo be doing? Okay, take an aim. Have you guys coordinated like a signal or a plan? Like, are you going to fire and then Varuk will jump out of hiding or anything like that? Or you guys are just going to follow body language and be like, he's hiding, I'm going to take a shot. By the way, Dooney lets us know she'll be back Sunday. So she'll be here for the Storm King game, but not for this one. For Koro and Calico, you guys can see that Zara appears to be, she's kind of looking at her tech device and then over at a computer terminal station. It looks like she intends to dart across, but she's holding back, waiting for anything to kick off. She doesn't want to spoil any other plans or surprise attacks. And Toan will be able to make it over to the, if you're wanting to hide for cover or anything, you'll be able to make it over there prior to Momo taking her shot. If that is your desire. Yeah, yeah. If you were looking for cover, you were in sneak mode wanting to head over to the right, you would be able to make it, yeah. And then Varuk, will you be positioning yourself anywhere or just having your field on, ready for action? Ready for action. All right. So then, what we're going to do is we are going to have Momo take her shot, and that is going to kick us off. That is going to be pre-initiative. But you guys are welcome to roll on your initiative while Momo is taking her shot. All right, one on the far left. Perfecto. And I was looking for that. Oh, that's going to be shared, of course. Let me change that to the first one I rolled, which was a 19. Well, I can just sort it. That'll be fine. So after Momo's shot, Toan is going to be able to respond first. Taking a blast with a 25. That is absolutely going to hit for 11 damage. Alright, so Momo, sorry, is kicking things off, fires a blast across the chamber. Sparks fly, a small little puff of electric explosion as the drone drops, clatters to the ground. The other two activate in response, go into a more aggressive mode. One moves down to replace the where the other had been stationed, and they are now scanning, aware of, you can tell, they are bringing their targeting sights to Momo and Varuk. Toe and Banetail at the top of the order. The drones are activated, but you are still hiding. Doesn't appear they have yet. Their targeting sensors and attentions appear to be pointed and drawn toward Varuk and Momo respectively, left to left, right to right. Plus 10 bonus to your walking speed. If you use attack during that turn, you can make one additional attack. If the attack hits, target takes additional weapon damage equal to your wisdom modifier. Do remember your bonus damage on that bonus attack. And you are not obligated to use your extra movement, you simply have it available. You are obligated to attack once, to attack twice. You may act as you will. Ah. So, pew pew pew. Alright. Okay. Go ahead, please roll your first attack on the maid.
That gives me that. That, even if I successfully failed my first attack, is disadvantage on all my attacks this turn has not been successful.
They have not. That will definitely be a thing. Of course, by firing from cover there, they'll be aware that you're there. You will still have cover, but yeah, you will be, of course. They can track pews.
So first attack.
So we'll have advantage. All right.
Ah,
Oop, that.
attack. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Attack on the one.
Spewing sparks, if you can imagine that. Oh, hey, I wonder if I make that blue? I bet I can. If I put it on like the AC one instead of the...
It will not miss.
Oh, it won't. Alright, it's going to have to be green sparks. That's okay. In bad shape. Not holding aloft very well. Kind of fluttering in place, if you will.
So 22 with one aloft. Hit.
And that does pluralize advantage, so that's super handy, having rolled that one over there.
Alright.
So it was, again, 10 damage on the one on the right.
22 on the left.
Well, the sparks are going to subside on that because it too is going to join its pal, clattered upon the ground. The remaining drone, however, in about as bad shape as his brethren was before being shot again. And...
That's it.
alright. Varuk, you have an opportunity. Dispatch the drone before it acts. Ooh. Frostfold, activate. Your Frostfold will miss with a roll of a 9. I will, just for the sake of, everybody will have just a bonus inspiration to start with, for the sake of it's been a while and stuff, and you guys are amped. So, by all means, kick in the door, have an inspiration. Now, Varuk, you're not obligated to use that right now. You can save it, but you have it available. All right. All right. Well, the drone is going to...
When I
Go ahead, sorry? Go. Yeah.
when I took the inspiration, that character sheet.
I haven't used the inspiration on the character sheet. I know that you can track the number of, but I don't know if there's something fancy that happens if you're utilizing it. I'm just totally unsure. I don't know if it's maybe implying that you can only store one inspiration, perhaps. Like I have it or I've used it. Because it looks to be an on-off indicator, right?
Right.
So, which is really cool looking. I will assume that their implication is that you either have or don't have inspiration available to spend. That being said, I've maxed at 3 in other games just because people have liked to hoard their inspiration. And so I would consider that to kind of be the... Why can't you... There you go. Alright, so it is going to attempt to fire on Farouk. Not Farouk, sorry, Momo, standing center. Farouk went to hide. And again, it is still fluttering in the air, kind of veering drunkenly left and right as it's trying to kind of move closer. Going to get to about there. And take the shot accordingly with the gun mount. And you see a slight misfire. You see more sparks. As it looks like the gun it tried to fire with, because of its previous damage, is no longer functioning. It does still have a blade on it that it can attack with melee. Momo, you are saved from any attack because of its awesome misfire, and it's your turn. Bobbing and weaving, making its way toward you. Kerblasty. And that is center shot, taking it out as it's weaving. Oh, very. Ta-ting, ta-ting.
Alright.
All of these drones are too badly damaged to be able to salvage any kind of ammunition or weaponry off of them. You could get basic tech salvage, take them back. You could repair the drones themselves and get them functional again, but anything incendiary has gone with the sparks and the poofing and such. It totally is. You know that your allies will appreciate it, but for you, yes. Not of particular import.
Now, heavy pistols, when they first fire, have great damage. But light but there's ammo on the actual gun gear thing, not live.
I will have to check the character sheet. Might be because I know that the Cyberpunk character sheet does a lot of that extra ammo tracking stuff.
Great, I love it.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. Um, you have, let's see, just in the inventory, I don't see ammunition. I see the weapons themselves. There's a bullets box on the right hand side next to your techniques known, 3 per long rest, etc., underneath your personality traits, ideals, bonds, and flaws. So I think you'll have to manually track the bullets out of that just when you use an attack roll. It is conveniently right to the right there. So you could roll your attack roll, pop it down on the ammo. Cool. And then, because of the existence of Sorium, energy weapons, of course, are a thing. That's why you'll have something that doesn't use ammo sometimes. But it also allows for... There's kind of a universal function in the galaxy for ammo. They don't break down. a lot of different parts. There isn't a huge variety of different gun models and manufacturers that cause you to have to use very, very specific ammo.
Yeah, like the guns from the first Mass Effect didn't
Mm.
have ammo limited upkeep.
Yep, yep. Which is kind of the same thing. And then in Mass Effect 2, they introduced ammo. And I was like, well, why? Alright,
Heat
whatever.
clips.
Yeah.
They were heat clips. But yeah, same thing. It was cool. I enjoyed the game. Anyway, um, yeah, I'll just look here. Scavenge what tech I can from that.
Alrighty.
Need roll.
I will consider that. You are welcome to use either computers or mechanics. Very nice. So, because you are salvaging, you'll essentially be taking the parts that are still good, breaking it into smaller pieces. So that is no longer a drone. You simply have some good tech pieces, very vaguely defined. That way, if you need to do repairs later, if you need vaguely defined tech parts to do a repair, you've got some of that available. You can also use it for inventions and modifications.
I'll keep written down. I have tech bits.
Tech bits is good. And that drone is gone. Like
Oh,
the electric keyboard, but it's more of like a rock
I know what you mean.
band guitar hero kind of guitar.
Oh, really? Wait, I thought he was gonna play the drums because he has like the arms. That's great. Unless anyone else wants to, continue.
You are welcome to. You know, you do know that your other Dendu friend Zara likes to collect and manipulate drones, so she might be keen to have one that she can repair,
Yeah,
if you don't
definitely.
mind. One in
You
whole.
can have both.
Oh, she just wants one. You're welcome to go ahead and roll again on the salvage if you want to get 2 units of tech bits.
Oops, that's not
She will
mechanical.
take.
That's mechanical. I rolled medicine. Sorry. It's
Oh,
dead.
yeah. Being as that these are mechanical, you've wasted an hour of your friend's time. Well, all good to go there. And
Another thing is
curiously, oh, go ahead.
going uploads whatever the worldwide web is, galactic web, whatever, that some idiot won't know is trying to do CPR on a drone.
Now, kids, when you're venturing out in space and you encounter mechanical anomalies, be sure not to try to apply CPR or band aids. We've learned the hard way they'll have no effect.
Two tech bits.
2 tech bits. And Zara is going to be hanging out here. She's going to be trying to hack into the ship system, see if there's anything viable she can get to use, or even help with anything else. Never know what might be in their registry or anything. So while she is doing that, also too, she says when you're ready, she can open the next hatch. However, she will recommend that because you guys have taken some time salvaging, there's been no response, but the drones are all taken out. They probably know you're coming. You should expect a trap. And it's also their home turf.
Is there like a air duct or something I can sneak in?
Unfortunately, with the system on alert as it is, because of the hatch having been blown out, everything has been kind of cut off. That is why each door you've had to kind of get to and hack your way out of. But now she's at the control terminal. You guys can use your space walkie-talkies and let her know if you need anything, any tech favors. All right.
I mean, I have a grenade. I don't really know how to use it. Can't be that hard, right?
Use your throw, and then it's an AoE. They have to save against grenade.
No, I mean, like, it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. So these, what kind of grenade is it? Please elaborate. Just a regular frag grenade? Yeah. So, and in character, you would know it kind of has like a snap top, kind of like a Snapple bottle. And when you pop the lid, you then throw it, and it will do 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 do.
It's a proficiency.
So part of the grenade proficiency would be applied to like making them or disassembling them. That being said, like a child can throw a grenade. Oh, 100%, as it should be. That's a different application. But yeah, just being able to throw the grenade proficiency itself would be more into, yeah, getting into crafting and stuff. As far as I interpret it, anyway. If you see it say differently in the description of the grenade proficiency, I mean, we can look it up. I can read it verbatim if those of us are curious here. Right. Yeah. So if you use a search, you'll get it just says type grenades, and then rules for weapons with grenades is probably going to be more helpful. And then you'll have to scroll down on that page. You get down to the types. Each type of grenade has special features. Rules for using them are described in Chapter 5 of the core manual. We also have fragmentation grenade as an item we can look at. You have your throwing range and launcher range and the DC check in order to kind of hit. And then it's a strength check. If unsuccessful, targets will only take half damage on a failed save and no damage on successful. So if you fail the save, you're still throwing a grenade. It still has an AoE, but you'll miss. That makes sense to me.
It's a specific kind of warrior. Really? Do I have it?
I would check your character sheet. Remember too, you can from the database, you can drag the name of your character class and race onto your sheet, and it will add on some of those basic level 1 things that are like your proficiencies. It'll tick off, and it will add your skill proficiencies will tick off, and then tool proficiencies will be added
You can use it. I read the fragment. It says if you're proficient, you add your proficiency.
to your attack.
Yeah, to the athletics.
Yep, it's an athletics check.
So you can still use it. You just don't have the plus two.
Yeah. Yeah, so just to kind of break down your preparation of use of that grenade, you have the DC is higher depending on your range, and there's a table for that. 20, 40, 50, 60. Skips 30. Don't know why. You make the athletics check. If you make it, then in the 15-foot radius, the victims will make a dexterity save and take either full or half damage. And effects of each grenade, of course, will imply other things because grenades have different abilities, as we've previously talked about.
Did not take athletics. This one.
And on a failed check, they still do their save, but they would take either half or no damage. So you'd be like, you would miss your target zone and just kind of catch them on the fringe, like the outskirts of the blast. In the case of the frag grenade, the shrapnel and concussive force would be lessened. So yeah, I'll keep those open for the sake of being able to reference. That drone is gone because it is a tech bit.
I already marked it anyway, so then you can just throw it anywhere and keep it there.
Yeah.
Sure.
You're welcome to have it like armed and primed and ready so that you can throw it at a quick moment's notice or something.
I'm sure people will take it out by one grenade, right? It won't open fucking door.
These are very, very strong walls. It actually probably could survive the impact of just one little handheld frag grenade. A shuttle, you might be a little bit more worried about, but they still have to withstand like space, and sometimes randomly you don't want tiny space debris to mess you up too bad. So
I'll just keep it in my pocket.
holes aren't too bad. That having been said,
Yes, sir. I'm ready to go.
all right. Ka-choosh. Now, upon opening the door, stepping forth, you will immediately see people. Two of those space pirates. Oh, I can get rid of that. Immediately. I need, before anything happens, can you guys please place yourselves in the walking order that you'll kind of be coming through the hatch? 2 at a time maximum, so there will either be 2 in the front and 1 in the back, or 1 in the front, 2 in the back, or 1, 1, 1 if you're just lining up in a row. But there will be kind of an order there. As far as arranging the tokens, we can kind of stagger them amongst the first 3 rows there, wherever you like within that square 3-ring pathway. So if Momo's leading the charge, you can be anywhere in those 3 squares. Next person up, those 3. That makes sense. Excellent. And so... And... Varuk, you are going to feel a sensation. Trying to force you backward. Momo, you see a warping in the air, and the warping in the air coming toward you. Very cool. This happens as you guys are coming through, and then we will have our regular initiative round. If you have not made your save, will it not tell us our Yep, 10 feet. Blasting you back. So that would technically blast you back into the hallway. So you have to spend your turn to re-engage into combat. Or your movement, sorry. Your movement will be spent essentially catching back up into the room to re-engage. Thought I deleted that. Because that is not a thing. Indeed. So that distortion strike that was coming toward you will be with a 16, which I believe will hit, if I'm not mistaken. Or wait, is that the damage? That's just the damage. It didn't actually roll the strike. I am sorry about that. Let me clarify. By actually And that is not adding its power bonus. That has a +5, so a total of 16. Sorry about that. 16 to strike with the distortion. Wah. Is it?
Yeah, 3d8.
Arg.
What am I rolling? 3d8, right?
I mean, that's an awesome strike roll. That being said, let me see. What's going on here? It is an attack with the power. Ignore the damage roll. The damage will be the first one, the 16 that I rolled. The attack is an 11. Or no, a 13. There you go. So it will not hit. Thank you for your patience while we figured out how character sheets and attacks work. So Momo, you see the wielder of that force, the blue-skinned figure across the way, warping reality in front of them, firing at you. You can see that they are a Melder, wielder of magic. The two of them then move over to the side, where it appears they will be attempting to open a door. They're trying to take shots at you. As such. Is there somebody's character sheet I didn't get over, or somebody covered up? Did I delete somebody's character sheet? I only see Momo and Toan. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Okay, so you just moved yourself by the gate there. Okay. Thank you. Awesome. All right. And it does make sense. Vrook being pushed back will be the last initiative order. Very fitting. Toan, you will see they are spending their action here, working on the door, wanting to try to hack and get that open, as again, security systems have latched it closed. They had stayed here, of course, to stay back and try to impede you a bit. But they don't want to be trapped here, outnumbered. As such, it is your turn. You know that they will be able to get that hatch open pretty soon.
So, let me, do they both count as having been active?
She definitely has acted. He has not. He being Sinarvi, Ganros.
Okay, so Narvi has not acted, so I can attack both him and with him, but not.
Correct.
First turn, the next is be 40, 30. This is where we go back to the side.
You're wanting to get behind for some cover?
Yeah, and then I'll move from there.
Okay, maneuvering around, I would say you can get to this square here. Just for kind of turning the corner and stuff, and some tight quarters there, so if you were to quote-unquote spend your 30 looping around, you can take post there and be good to go. You can kind of zip to there, yeah. They are.
This is my first turn, so then kick off again.
Hooray!
That just kicks off the very first turn. Alright, so I'm going to use my main hand and offhand attack advantage on Marty,
Okay,
and the next attack on Gillette.
gotcha. Alright, so that first attack with your pistol there, having advantage, 17 is going to strike for the 12 damage. Kablah! Oh, and that is slightly inaccurate. That's from their level 2. These guys, sorry. There we go. And you had done 12. Okay. To better accurately represent there. And so, and then attacking with a 22 is going to strike. Is that your offhand light pistol? And 4-7. So a couple of blasts lighting him up. And he is now bleeding nicely. Takes a knee in front of the door that they're trying to manipulate there. Go ahead. Alright, fire away. She is swearing. And she whispers over, "Be ready. It has been activated." And as she's swearing and telling him to be ready to go, you see her lurch as a blast takes her in the shoulder, in the back. She kind of lunges forward a bit, collapses against the terminal, swears, takes a deep breath. Yeah. Pew pew pew. You have caused pain. All right. Momo. That's a gal, and you may. Not the blue people. Two. Surge. So that second shot is going to overheat your gun because of the previous one there. It's causing you to kind of be affected with your aim, kind of an overcharge, and so your heavy rifle is going to be out of commission for a little bit. It will come back, it just needs to cool. And with that, your shot itself, it does misfire a little bit. It does kind of shave. You notice it burns a flesh wound across with a strike, but not all the way. Not a full shot, as most of it burns into the side of the hole. All right.
Hey,
Right click, and then when you continue to move, you can do multiple. Yeah. Oh yeah. Great fun. All right, so Momo, you see in front of you, the hatch opens. Sinarvi grabs the blue lady, Ilethi, drags them through, smashes on his way through the panel as the door slides shut. And you are left. Farouk. As you come charging back into the room, you see your companions positioned toward the door. Your adversary's no longer there. You are now out of initiative. You can... Really, all you have to do is kind of wait it out. It just needs to kind of cool.
Open it up, wait a minute, slow down the barrel.
Yeah, there you go. Like a Nintendo cartridge.
Yeah.
Attention!
And then you're loud.
Um,
Ooh.
I'm just hoping. You guys, well, so find out the hard way. You shouldn't be able to see the bottom right panel, but if you can, spoiler alert, they're waiting for you. That's not what I wanted there. I just don't know. Or bottom right. You shouldn't see the bottom right.
Something's grayed out.
Okay. Well, to fix. Good.
Yeah.
At any rate.
The over here?
Yes. The one on the right.
Okay.
Which now has been shut behind you in an escape. Can I please get an insight check from everyone? Alright, so Momo, you will distinctly remember hearing the blue lady say, "Be ready and hurry. They've been activated." You don't know what they are. Usually mechanical things need to be activated, and you know that they've used drones already. You expect it has something to do with defenses. What's that, sir?
I doubt that these air teams do have amplifiers.
Oh, hey, that's really cool. So when you made your shots, it was dinging it off, or how'd that work?
Kind of a roundabout way here. We'll show you some stuff here.
Momo is not obligated to share her insight, but she may. And Varuk and Toin will not remember the gibberish spoken in the melee.
Alright, so, if you look at the air team, because I specifically have, see where it has the technical analysis,
All that, yes.
right? Where I have ammo, if you go down to my inventory, I have the same resource down there as ammo.
Just called ammo. Okay.
Yeah. So I have a name. When I adjust and enter, it adjusts down there.
Oh, okay, cool. But it still has to be, it's not tied to the light pistol. So I wonder, can we... I'm just wondering if I could tie the ammo to it. I'm not seeing a place in there where it can. Oh no, it has description, ammunition, 15 shots. But I don't think that's tied. And its description, it's not going to pull out of that. Okay, I was just curious. It'd be awesome if it tracked ammo in that too, but it doesn't. So, still cool. Very nifty.
Very, very nifty.
I like that it's a bigger box right next to where you make your attack rolls. It's also accounting for your weight. I noticed that. I did see that happening with other stuff previously, that if you like add a number, like say a number of throwing knives, it will account for the weight when you add more than one. So that's awesome too. They are. Hella weighted. It has to be for a clip. I can't imagine it's for a single bullet. That's ridiculous. And even if it means a single bullet, we're going to house rule right now that it's a clip that would weigh one measure of weight unit, not a single bullet, because that's silly.
Bullet 20 weighs 1 pound.
There we go.
1 pound divided by 20 would be
A number of ounces, and I don't know measurement conversion. I'm sorry.
what? No.
Well, how many ounces are in a pound? Like 28?
Try to fraction it
Or no, that's grams in an ounce, I think.
down. Wax later.
At any rate, while calculating there, the three of you are in this chamber with the door sealed off. Knowing that your quarry has moved forth, Momo having an inkling, there could be something mechanical activated as an adversary beyond.
Aha! Very good. So if you have bullets in your thing,
And I do, just in case, if Calico or Cora are on mute, in case you guys are strategizing or anything. I have not heard your voices for a little bit. Okay. They certainly did.
took a lot of damage to it.
Yeah, they were wanting to hinder you, and you guys pew-pew-pewed at them, and they didn't like that. Is there something that we are waiting for confirmation of or application of?
I'm not eventually. You guys can't think I'm throwing the grenade.
We'll have to wait for Zara to get
So Zara is at a terminal and did say that you can contact her over space walkie-talkie if you had any need of her help.
Alright.
So she will report back that she hasn't been able to break through the security systems or take control of ship systems. However, she is still able to hack single doors. Um, Isolated as such, simple function, but like she can't get into turning off the alarm or affecting life support or anything like that. With that being said, if you give her the heads up, she can get that door open for you. She will wait for the signal.
Just tell her to open the door.
All right. Ga-chizh. The door opens forth. There's a tunnel that then goes around a corner, and then after the corner will open up into another area, but you can't see around the corner, so let me know if you go down the tunnel. You do not see any people. You do see a trail of blood leading along and down it. It seems a little bit quiet, besides the ship's general emergency alert.
I'll go down.
Okay.
Ooh. Are you leading the way in your stealth?
Alright.
All right. Please go ahead and make for me a stealth roll. Bear with me while I am going to relocate your tokens here. I'm just going to zoom out a little bit so I can drag over. Cha-cha. Allow you guys to have eyes on the scene there. Kerblink. And with you leading the way, successful stealth roll there. You will have a free action as you are coming around the corner, and this opens up here. Since you have not been seen by the three mechanoids that loom on the far side, weapons activated and trained, they are very clearly expecting you, but you're kind of sneaking in and around, so you're going to have an advantageous shot here before we get into initiative. For Varuk and for everybody, you're welcome to roll your initiative, but Towan, you will have this first round here. Again, just to clarify, they have not acted.
Alright, so my free initiative action.
All right, and let me make sure. We do have everyone. Good. Guys are quick on initiative, by the way. Just saying.
So this would be a single attack, and it's not like my first turn of sudden one.
So this would be
Like a single shot.
a single shot, yeah, bonus action kind of attack. And then because you're first in initiative there, you really kind of have an opportunity here to do. You could do two mains and two offhands if you want to pew 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 pew. Kind of combine the opportunity you have here. I would say that's probably the best way to apply it.
I'm gonna fire at that guy.
All right. Of course, you guys are coming into what appears to be their common area, cafeteria, chairs and tables, seatings, but the mechanoids that stand before you, advanced tactical defense units, pretty advanced AI, being able to respond and such. They're considered to be semi-self-aware, but are completely devoted to their mission or command. As such, they are war machines, used usually by military outfits. These ones you can tell are secondhand. They have seen battle because of the scarring on them and such. They don't have fresh, shiny armor. They're definitely have been in use, but no damage, if you will. It's all superficial. Toan taking a shot there. And I will, please clarify for me, you will have advantage on this shot. Is that correct? I do believe so, as he has not acted and etc. So, that first shot. Yeah. Alright. Free information. Probably can't poison these guys because they're mechanical. That having been said, first shot, blast into the hole. Small sparks fly off. Ka-zzz. You see responses. Threats detected. Engage. And with that, initiative order shall begin, officially with Toan. Momo will be on deck, number 2.
Do I have my rifle back? Still shot.
Yes, you can use whatever you have available. The cooldown for your rifle that had heated up, all good to go. And you were able to find kind of a frayed wire that you're able to kind of just secure in, and it's good to go now. Just kind of got jarred a little bit loose since you guys have been busy.
Alright, so they have some active that kicks in. It is my first turn.
Yep.
The other one. Which will be that there. Let's see here. Doesn't look like this is Arctic. Is that right?
That's for an hour, or until your concentration ends. But now you have to get. Number of times equal to wisdom. You definitely have to activate it. I would say it's at least a bonus action, but it might clarify in the class description in the book. But you have to do something to activate it, and I would presume not a full action, because you're kind of just focusing on a singular foe, drawing in extra bonuses if it's your favored quarry, which makes sense as well.
Bonus action right there.
Perfect.
Let me put that in that description. Because I was like, yeah, that's secret. That's superb.
Right.
Just to do it.
Yeah. And so that would be your bonus action, and then your regular attack action. Your tactical ambush piggies back onto that. So you still have your 2 shots, and you can Hunter's Mark first.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
That's the whole plan here. There we go. Right there. Oh,
Perfect. Middle guy.
And I'm going to focus every shot I got on the guy until he goes down. So, my main attack
Your offhand attack you won't have because your bonus action is Hunter's Mark.
You're absolutely correct. So my
Yeah.
main attack is my extra attack.
Yeah. Yeah.
There we go. And moving back 5 feet. Let's see here. Take some shots. So main attack. Advantage.
Indeed.
Wow. I'm gonna re-roll that.
Inspiration.
Inspiration goes down. Re-rolling. Made it. 14. Yeah, hit. No, 14.
A 14 is going to strike the shell of the armor but not penetrate it. The angle will glance it off, and alas, will not do damage.
Clever. And next attack. 25.
Well, that's certainly going to hit. And it's probably not auto-adding your Hunter's Mark damage.
Next attack hit is 2 on top of that.
Yep.
15 damage.
Awesome. So the first one having glanced off, you're able to adjust your angle a bit and absolutely blast a shot. You see sparks coming off of him, and its motion is slowed a little bit, and then still robotic and such, but not as fluid or as agile, it appears, as his companions. Appears you struck a central node there.
Hey.
They're not going to be happy about it, but you can celebrate it. All right, so Momo is up next, standing center field, coming into the room, 3 mechanoids, ominously poised. Yes. Alrighty. So, whoa. All right. Well, that's awesome. Side note, we have actually talked about another game. I was talking about how much the guns in this one you guys were misfiring. Like it's not just you. Don't worry. Other people have that. Was it? I don't know if it was Cyberpunk or wasn't Star Trek. Anyway, good times. That is, too, a lot of damage you are doing there. This
But, actually, let's try and do this.
trying to
Just say on my advantage, just to clarify.
go okay.
Makes
Oh,
you have to do dexterity saves. Damage 2.
weapon surge. So 3 target and 3 of your choice within 10 feet must succeed on dexterity, taking 2d6 on a failed and half as much on a successful one. In addition, next attack on the target made with advantage. So is that instead of, or is this in addition to? Just to clarify how that's going to lay out. Right, with your weapon surge. Okay. So your shot will happen, and then it will blast out the acid. Once per turn, when you hit, you can apply a surge in addition. That's the way it should go. And so, and the damage total here, you first have your rifle one. That's going to be the radiant flare there, the 9 plus 6 as a base.
Yeah.
Okay, so your shot is going to fire into what you would define as the head of this mechanical menace. And when it explodes, the charge from the acid is going to splash out on the others. It's redundant to talk about the damage that happens to it. That being said, they get a dexterity save and they take damage no matter what.
The save is only as 12. It's not that high.
So, The one on the right will not be able to get out of the way. It will be taking the full. What was the total damage on your acid? It was 2d6 on a fail. And then half for the one that does save. Perfecto. Splash. And middle guy is no more. So Varuk will be on deck after the mechanoid on the left is going to take some shots. Charging up and firing. And the first shot is a miss. I presume, Varuk, you have a better AC than 8. Second one is an 18. Probably will strike. Is that a correct? I don't know if Farouk can hear us. Koro, you're being shot. It's closing the distance in after taking the shots. The other one appears to be targeted on Momo, but doesn't get to act until Varuk does. For 8 piercing damage. Kerblasty. And as it takes slow stomping steps forward, it will be your turn, Varuk. You can do so without incurring any kind of penalty or assault. At the 15-foot, yes, you can. If you move it a little bit, that would kind of spray and hit both, it looks like, catching the corners. Ooh. Alright, go ahead and post up the details. I like that it's also cold themed. So they've got a... You roll as many times as you want. DC will stay the same. Ah, 2-point cost. Well, I guess because it's, yeah. Forward crane arc of sub-zero wind that cuts through the area in front of you. And we'll still take half on a successful save. Very nice. So the one south and then the one north. Your... Sorry? Ah. Alright, so... Did I say south first or north? I don't remember. I'm sorry. I'm dumb. Well, our viewers at home can determine that. At either rate, we're going to go north to south just because that's natural. So, first one is not going to save. And we'll go with your first damage at 12 there. And then half damage to the one that does save. Getting the latter end of the lash, looking like you started up north and then kind of moved south with a wave of your arm. Frost overtaking them. The cold slash of wind spreading across their plated form. Mechanoid still vulnerable to extreme temperature effects. And will that be all for you, Varuk? Alright. The other mechanoid had been targeting Momo, but turns to you, having been slashed and you being closer. And it is swinging. By the way, this thing is a brute. Can I post that? Okay, so this thing has the quality of brute. A melee weapon deals 1 extra die of its damage when the mechanoid hits with it, and it's included in the attack. So, power hammer. Crush. You have no reactions or bonus actions? Anything you can do? Or, well, yeah, it would be a reaction, but... it would if it gave you hit points or a bunch of armor class. Currently have an AC of 13. You need to get a +7 as the attack is a 19. Yeah. Threat eliminated. New target. Momo, you are new target. With that, it is Toe and Banetail's turn. As you see, Varuk has just been crushified brutally by a massive mechanical hammer smash. Um, Perfectly done. Side note, while you are lining up your attack actions here, Koro, I will let you make, if you can make a dexterity save, DC 12, you can use your space walkie-talkie to call for Zara. But you have to beat a 12 with your dexterity as you are being crushed and dying. Go ahead and make that roll. And Toan, go ahead and continue. As you have moved Hunter's Mark, of course I will remove it from the dead body that you probably don't need or want to target. And that was the one closest to you, to confirm? Awesome. I'm going to change it to that so I don't have to scroll. Yes, indeed. That is probably your last inspiration if you were saving up. Okay. And that will definitely strike with that 20. Only the great Varuk Smasher remains. And will you be taking a move, or will that be all for you? Diddle-la, diddle-la, diddle-la-la-la-la-la.
I'll get on the radio and tell Zara maybe that we're taking out one of your equipment.
On my way. She will tentatively be on her way. With that, it will be Momo's turn. Curb blast from Momo. The mechanoid is going to be hit. 7 damage, all in total. You see, you have blasted off one of its arms, and from previous damage, it is moving very slow. It is sparking off just periodically, not just once, but not consistently. Every once in a while, power surges through it. It is one-armed. It is still wielding its hammer, but it's pretty messed up. It is very close to death and has very open ports where fire can be targeted to take it out. With that, you have only taken an action, not yet a move or a bonus. Right up in its face. Doing what, sorry? Oh, okay. It is following your trajectory along, wielding its hammer. Of course, you enter into range, but do not leave it. And they don't have a special ability that lets them hurt you when you enter their range, so bear in mind that is a thing in Esper Genesis, which is super cool, but he doesn't have it, so you are free and safe. Will that be all for you? Alright. Oh, and he is not acting next. Mr. Varuk, can you please roll for me a death save as you are starting your turn with 0 hit points? And try not to get a bunch of negatives. Okay, well that's not a success, but it's not a critical failure, so you will have 1 fail, 0 successes as you feel broken, crumpled, coughing blood, trying to lift your arm and can't. You're just vision blurred, dying out in very dire straits. It is a sad time. The mechanoid cares not for your peril and wishes to add your friend to its pool of marks. Swinging the hammer with its 1 remaining arm as sparks fly off of it with a 16. It is going to smash the ground next to you as you are maneuvering past him. Sparks fly off of the metallic ground as the hammer strikes. Sparks flying off of him. As only 1 arm is good. He's slowly moving. Toe and Banetail. Momo is in peril. Varuk is hurt. Zara's on the way. Tentatively. Okay, so active but not on this individual. That 19 is going to strike, sir. And Momo will see it spark and crumple before her as it is blasted down. Zara shows up. I am here. What is the... Ah! She immediately sees Varuk in peril and is going to be applying some first aid.
Tried to hug.
So she is going to apply. She is first going to get you stabilized. You can breathe easy now, trying to get you cleaned up. She is then going to apply a healing ampule. Which is 2d4 plus 2. You may or may not have some in your inventory. She has a couple on her person that she is going to be able to utilize. And I don't think I'm not sure if I have that on command, so I just want to roll this and then add 2, which is going to give Varuk 8 more hit points. And with Varuk having been recovered, she will point at the door on the far northern side there, the circular panel that will open up into, by your estimation, the main chamber at the front of the ship-ish. And there's a panel. She says, all you have to do, activate the panel, door will open. It's ready to go for you. Says, I was just onto something. Call if you need, but I'm going to get back to the control panel. And she rushes out. She does have 1 healing ampule left. And of course, can still help with general things and stuff. Can be called in, hopefully to stabilize in time. But as you move further, will take her longer to get to you. What's that, sorry? Ish, pretty much. She actually uses her Esper power activates a tech device that, yes, her class kind of effectively is a clerical blend. That's why she's so easily and proficiently able to stabilize. Also, too, she herself is a Dendu, so it helps that she's operating on a fellow of her race. Varuk, there's no other person you would want with you when you get smashed by a robot's hammer. I'm sorry, what was that? Hasn't yet. Just used an ampule and brought him to stabilized. So, as you are here and taking a moment, you feel a shaking of the ship, a tilting, a little bit off balance. No gravity loss, though. Zara comes through on the space walkie-talkie. Says, I managed to disengage the clamp.
Good.
Indeed. Detached. Your space pirate friends, however, again by your estimation, likely lie just beyond the portal ahead. Very clearly ready and waiting for your arrival.
I'll go ahead and cast it.
That is an incredible gift. Luckily, Varuk is not an automaton or construct. So you're welcome to roll 1d8 and then plus your forging ability. That's pretty much your spell bonus.
Yeah. Forging ability. Um, just wisdom.
Well, it will be actually within your class. So go to your powers page,
Yeah.
and then upper right hand corner will be like your power attack bonus. Essentially, that's a 4. So that will be your bonus that will be applied there.
Ooh.
Plus your d8. Yeah.
Eight. Okay.
Very nice. Your rest is going very well for you. Come again, sorry?
Yes, you lost. You lost. Wait, no. It doesn't. Can't. It's not concentration.
It's an 8-hour. I think it might be a concentration, but it's not. It is. I think it might be. I'm just scrolling up in the chat here to see if I can find it. Generated
Can you,
force, receive, cannot, any armor. No, it's, no, you're good. Lasts for 8 hours. You do not need to concentrate, so that's good to go.
Hmm.
Alas, your
Pretty
field
good.
didn't protect you against a smashing hammer, but
Are you Are you good? Or do you need some more healing? I'm gonna key over. Get ready with the next door.
north.
North.
The eye of space Sauron.
I'm not gonna go in immediately.
Okay.
I am going to stealth.
Going into a stealth mode, alright. As such, you probably don't want to be the first to enter the room, as if they're expecting entry in the portal, it doesn't matter how stealthy you are, they'll see you walking through. So just a heads up,
Right.
you'll want somebody, if you want to be able to be stealthy, somebody might want to lead first, create a diversion, and be a figure that draws their eyes that you can then kind of try to sneak also, if that makes sense. A fantastic roll there, so you can execute that maneuver successfully if you so choose, but you'll have to
Yeah.
talk to your friends and work that out.
Yeah. Whoever goes in first, I'll be following and be in shadow.
All right. Momo, will that be you? You're a little tankier than Varuk, who is a little feeling some effects still. All right, so I'm just going to move your guys' tokens a little bit here. And I'm going to move that one over here so that I can then...
Are we gonna grab the spec from these guys
Maybe a little bit.
All right, so activating the door, coming through. You will see, scrolled on the map to your far bottom right,
Yep.
large open chamber, the 4 space pirates you anticipate. You see the 2 adversaries you saw before. They look as if they are still hunkered a little bit and wounded, but they've had some time to recover a little. There is with them as well the Makote warrior and the Promethean captain. It is the captain and the Melder that you encountered before standing up above on a ledge, while the other 2 down below on your level. That being said, this space, you guys actually should be a little bit bigger token-wise. Sorry about that. Let me squeeze you up there. As you can tell by the scale, you're not tiny, and these are giants that used to run the ship and the computers. And it is close quarters that you come into. Again, the front of the ship here.
So take a 10 foot square is 5 feet.
Yeah. Um, I can actually pretty quickly alter here. Do. What I will do is just change the cell width on the page so that each square better represents your range. As such, these guys standing back against the wall to fix her. And I'm going to have to alt place them. They're not going to be in a full perfect square by themselves. And then Momo coming in. You've got Varuk. And then you have Mr. Banetail, who's perfectly sneaking. There we go. Thank you for the slight adjustment there. That is better going to represent your scale of the quotas here. Alright, perfect. You've been foolish to enter here. Clearly we have an advantage, unless you've come to surrender. The voice echoes up from the top ledge of the captain. Kimba Praxis, Promethean, smuggler, space pirate. I don't know, as all good villains do, she's taunting you and monologuing at you a little. You are welcome to respond, but if anybody is taking an aggressive action, they do have their weapons primed and that will enter into initiative order. But you can engage verbally, if you like, before anything like that goes down. She's asked if you're surrendering, pretty much. We have you outnumbered. You're on our turf. There's no escaping us here.
Yeah, no one's hiding, so we are.
She's definitely talking to Momo, who is in the lead.
We're going to
But
this
her
is
ver-
frontier romance. I like these odds.
Where did your Valna friend go? Ah, fell behind. Ha! You see, we have the advantage. The two of you can't possibly survive against the four of us.
Can I hit a bonus action?
If it's non-aggressive, yes. But if you take a shot, it's going to go into initiative because they're waiting for that specifically.
I'm going to roll 5 on that guy.
That you can absolutely do for free during your stealth and in cover there. Let me mark that accordingly so that we don't forget. Mostly I mean I, because I'm an idiot. All right. Defenses were meant to slow you. Don't presume we are afraid because you've made it here. We expected it. We also expect, if you don't surrender, you may die.
Typically how this goes.
A happy growl emits from the Makate warrior. Those are the lizard folk people.
We're in the cockpit, right?
Yes, but this ship clearly isn't designed like a normal cockpit, if you will. Looks like a shared kind of area and quarters. I'm just stretching this guy out a little bit to imply that he's slightly bigger and scarier. Ashen Forged, of course, have their own threat, but yeah, roar.
They're like, are we all in our spacesuits?
No, you guys disengaged your spacesuits and left them back at the first area. Essentially, you had come through a door, and then there was a hallway that allowed you to close the door, have Atmo to be able to break down and get into character.
Just
Of course, yeah. I like where you're thinking there. I do see some, like, window ports there.
okay.
You guys have been talking about grenades all night. I understand. Okay.
Yeah.
By all means. Do a bathroom.
Yeah. You know, you want some drinks? Do you wanna take 5 minutes to bio break and snack and drink? And I am looking forward to how this is gonna play out.
Showdown on the binary star.
Well, actually, that'd be a cool fucking uh, Grey Pug title.
Right?
Showdown at the Binary Star. Looking forward to that tomorrow too.
Oh, I.
All right. I'll be back with those drinks. Let me know you want your potty.
All right. We will reconvene shortly. Hey, for everybody, go ahead and hit an exclamation point in the Roll20 chat when you're good to go. Or if it lets you. Let me check because that's sometimes a command for stuff. That's probably a bad one. Do Shift R for ready.
And I'm back. All right. Go back.
Only one remains. Haven't heard from Calico yet. You will probably want Momo available if things escalate, but it's up to you. Somebody got a text. BRB. Raw. I'm just making splashes, don't mind me. Okay. Well, you guys are welcome to take a moment, review abilities, plan ahead. Varuk is available to respond to monologuing and discussion, while Mr. Banetail is simply going to be hiding and ready for action. Please do not take this the wrong way, but if you guys act out of sorts, they are going to be ready. I don't want to talk about it. I'm going to just, like, I don't know, as a general rule, start giving all of my monsters advantage on initiative, because, like, dude, lately it's been terrible. And then when everybody gets to go first and everybody's awesome, they just uber slay. Monsters are like, eh. Claw you a couple times, give you a flesh wound. Right. Just to pretty much always, yeah. Why does this have... Anyway, do I have her token selected? I hope. Yes, alright.
Well, does nothing.
See what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, I do roll for advantage. I roll 20. I can't say that though. I think the game before last, we were in the tunnel.
There was the Salnoi, and then there was the
Yeah,
mechanicals and the spiders.
yeah. I kept going fucking last every combat.
Things do turn around, yeah. It's not every combat that, you know, you get to one-shot a boss or get smashed by a hammer or something. These things do occur. Wait, did he even, like, roll a dice? How is... Or does it... Just has no bonus to initiative and rolled a 2. Okay, I was just curious as to why that was so low. Didn't get a natural 1, but can't be any worse. But again, no obligation. Everyone's just kind of tense and ready, but Toan snuck in and is just like, dude, if somebody's finger itches too far, I'm gonna be able to strike. Yeah. I don't know what your inspiration for sharing that is, but that is a fun fact of the day. Because as soon as you said Wrigley, I thought gum. I didn't think of Cubs Field. I thought gum. Yeah.
And WCS left that time movie. Well, it is remastered.
It's funny too. They just piggybacked a product that became more popular and then did it again. Like,
Such as flour company that during the Depression found out that one of their daughter's friends was having a flour poisoning. They started doing washout liquids for drinking flour because it's kind of acidic.
mm, it is. Yeah. Don't look like such a scrub when you go to school. If they had school during the Depression, I actually doubt it. They probably had other priorities. Some people probably went to school. Not the ones who were
Some
wearing
did.
flour sacks, though.
No, they're busy farming and shit like that.
Peeing in
Passing
pots to
time
sell to
there.
leather workers. Yeah. If they had a pot to piss in. That's where that expression comes from.
Well,
Fun fact number 982. Are we back and muted or still waiting?
I'm still here. I'm ready.
I'm back.
Oh, okay, cool. Excellent.
Woo! What the fuck? Fun fact number 7734. Recent hurricanes cyclones have used haze to send extreme meteorology rays to get interstellar television light. They say the haze is causing great distress for wandering angels.
Oh, that's awesome.
Anyway, I'm ready for the fucking fact.
All right. So Momo and Varuk, you are being monologued at, threatened by Kimber and the space pirates. They believe they have you outnumbered and that they have the advantage and are expecting your surrender. And then they'll deal with the Volna. That one is Hunter's marked, and oops, sorry, I didn't mean to move it. Is still hurt, but feeling is. They appear to have gotten aid, the two that you encountered before.
Oh, doesn't seem like they want to talk.
They don't want to surrender, but they'll talk about yours.
You know, maybe I'll just shoot them in the face.
All right. Well, with that, they are certainly ready with weapons trained. Can you please roll initiative and join the initiative order with us? Momo. Don't you know? So, Toan is going to see Momo taking. You see the body tense. You know that she is about to take an aggressive action, and you've been waiting for exactly that sign. You are first in the initiative order and are welcome to act.
Alrighty. Well, I'm gonna use my whole first turn bonus cannon every shot bullshit on that.
All right. Marked and ready. The Melda. She stands poised, ready to rain down the mysteries of the weave and arcane upon thee.
Yeah, I figured taking out like a caster would be a good thing right off the bat. Or I'm gonna try it. First shot. 3.
That is going to be a hit. Please add your Hunter's Mark damage. It is important. Total of 12. Alright, so before you act, firing from cover. A blast right into the head. You've had plenty of time to line up your shot and be ready for this. You've been waiting, and you took it, and blam. The expert hunter you are, you have taken down your mark. Again, she was already hurt from before, and as a magic user, quote unquote, lower on the hit point scale, of course.
So I will hit 2.
Not my fault you rolled a natural 20 on initiative.
Use my instead of firing it off hit, I'll put it back mark the tick boy.
Alright, marked.
And then fire with attack on him.
A lot of dice being thrown out there.
That's fine.
Well, that's great. And it's critting your hunter's mark, or rolling it again, or what's going on there?
I think
It is.
I told you but that 20, I think,
Oh no, you're totally good there.
that's not a lot of damage. Not expecting that.
So you take your one shot, blasting, and then turn your focus, take your offhand shot, fire into the exposed part in the armor. Or the bonus shot, yeah.
And the extra shot, first, that guy was 2 shots with me.
And you're able to trigger, again, he's fully armored except for the exposed head, which you fire a blast into. One of his eyes, covered by blood, you don't know if it works still or not. It's just a mask of red over the side of his face. You see sizzling around the neck scales. An incredible shot.
Cat's eyes.
Start
Automatic head. That's where the bullet is.
They know now.
Fuck it. I'll just end my turn with surrender or not.
She screams out, "Nah! Kill the interlopers!" She was shrieking at the death of her first mate standing up there next to her. Momo is next in the order, ready to strike forth. Dindu going for the Ashen Forged. That any? Oh wow. So that's going to hit. Your acid splash will be able to potentially barely hit Krell, the Makotai, but not the captain up on the top level. If you do execute it as such. The rifle blast takes this guy against the wall, stumbling backwards amongst the different computer equipment there at the terminals. Is now leaning heavily against the side where it appears you didn't open an existing wound, you just made a new one that's even worse. And he is bleeding out as such. Pool starting to be created. A near fatal shot. Just by that self. You're welcome to continue as you will. Is there an acidic splash? Is there anything else? Or okay. Okay, so it gave us the acid ring damage. It didn't pop up with the save stuff. Let me. Yeah. I'm gonna hop in there and do that. And there's Krell. There you are for the awesome rolls that you guys get to make. The acid splash is too much for the Makotai to deal with. Now, he could be given medical aid if you choose and resurrected. The Melder? Absolutely not. There's not enough head matter left. This one, very seriously blasted, and then the acid comes on to compound it. They will die without attention, but if you wanted to, they're not beyond saving yet. Having been said, Momo, it appears, clearing the distance there. After the blast, will that be all for you? By the way, awesome Star Trek combat music in the background. So, for Momo, Kimber leaps down from the top, yelling, landing and slashing with a pair of strikes. It will be a 19 and it will be a 15. You will take 10 slashing damage. Saber, it began with a bloody S. That's Sean Connery on Celebrity Jeopardy. Swords. That's words that begin with the letter S. Alright, so that will not be... That already... Alright, cool. And yes, her yelling and slashing at Momo will be the extent of her turn, as this body has slumped and is sad. So we're going to do that, and we're going to do that. And Varuk will be next in the order. Parkour. Noise. A 10. So you're going to have advantage on him since he's leaning against the console there and pretty messed up. A 10 will not hit, but please roll your attack again there because of his messed up state. Ooh, just barely. And so, as he is trying to lurch forward and join in the melee, reaching out toward Momo, your frost fold shrinks him up, and he has not enough left to resist. As the cold seeps into the wounds, the blood stops flowing because it freezes over, but so do his eyes and his teeth, and the body slumps. Toan, only the captain remains. She looks furious, enraged, completely solely focused on Momo, ready to cut her down with her saber. But it is your turn, and then Momo's before she can act.
Alright. I'll hear some playing. You can either die mad or surrender now.
It doesn't appear that she registers that she heard you. She looks so blindly enraged and focused on the kill that she's not looking to her side. She's just eyes glaring, locked with Momo's.
Oh, no.
Well, that there is a strike that is going to hit. And you are barely piercing through a softer part in her armor on her side as she's raising her arms up with the saber, lashing out wildly. So if you look at her picture there, you're essentially shooting into one of those little black spots that are open.
Right.
And on the side.
I am a hunter.
And she takes the shot and winces, but is still enraged. Her eyes become a little bit more bloodshot, which Momo can see. Will that be all for Mr. Banetail? Alright. Momo. Crazy Promethean lady screaming in your face.
Fuzzy.
That stab is going to miss.
Surrender. Save your friend.
It might work in Cyberpunk, but not here.
I just like the fact that he's like, ah, we got you outnumbered, blah, blah, ha, 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 pow, pow.
Yep.
What was that?
Momo, an 18 and an 18. 2 vicious slashes for a total of 21 damage.
Woo.
I
Oh, no.
Momo
Ah,
valiantly cut down as she attempted to stab the Promethean. Blade deflected. Slash slash. Cut down. A little bit surprised.
She's a little bit better.
And so Varuk, after you've parkour over the counter and shot one down with your frost lash, or fold, sorry, you see the captain cut down your Dendu ally. Has a pretty incredible range on it. That's gonna hit. And you see the ice bolt strike mid-center chest, and the cold starts to creep around the neck, up her neck, and around the torso. She's still able to move and function, but she is slowed. She very visibly registers the hurt. Her eyes, still burning with rage, will turn over to Toan, who is her closest adversary. And Toan, it will be your turn to act before she can close the distance on you. For Varuk, will that be all for you? Do you have any bonus or movement you want to do? All right.
yeah, I'll get there. I'm going to drop my lightning bolt, pull out my combat knife, my offhand,
All right. Momo's like, did you not just see me try that? Alright, combat knife being
24 to
thrown.
hit. 7.
Alright, so with everything going on, the chaos brimming up into a climactic point, how would you like to do this, sir?
Aha! Fucking drops the knife, pulls it out, chunks it at her. It fucking just grows out of her forehead like some sort of Afghan uniform horn. He then looks over at the other guy that's currently on the ground, half dead. Okay, just go. That's how you throw a knife. Walks over here and she still casts it on Momo.
Very nice.
I did.
Able to stabilize there.
I will grab my light my combat knife, and unless anyone else claims that they want it, first saber.
It is a single saber that she is wielding. It's not a
Ah.
pair of them. She was just making dual slashes. But yes, you are welcome to the saber.
But we're alive for the most part. Um, do we want to save this guy over here?
At this point, it's a super long shot. You can try, but there's all kinds of upper and lowercase d disadvantage that you'll deal with as far gone as he is.
I mean, the life bounties bring more money in. My shit's gone funky.
Mm.
Ugh.
So, you will know that you will need to stabilize first with first aid. Whoever wants to attempt that may. You'll have one shot at it, and it will be with disadvantage, and then you'll need to immediately follow up with some healing on the gun and acidic wounds.
Oh, I mean, I guess that.
For his state, you definitely will have to do the first aid first, but mend is an effective way of doing the healing thereafter.
Honestly,
If you have spell slots left. But yes, up to you guys how you want to deal with it.
Alright, well, I'm not really worried about it. I'll just put him out of his misery if you want.
It was a valiant effort, but you realize that he was too far gone, as far as you can tell, to have been saved. He is burned and bled out. Acidic burned, not fire burned. Bubbly scales.
I'll call up the radio. Hey, I believe we got them all. This giant neck room just before get him. I know I like this stuff.
says, "Okay, I'll check it out. See if you can find anything on the captain that might be a manual unlock key. There could be a place up there where you can turn off the emergency systems and alarms and blockouts. Anyway, see you soon."
Well, yeah. You're Captain Spock. Already taken the favor.
By all means. And you will indeed find an electronic key of sorts. And primary console will be on the far side, partially covered in blood of an Ashen Forged.
Ship called again? Binary Star.
Binary Star. Yeah, I would call it an emergency key. Pretty much, yeah. Allows for a manual application if all of regular computerized systems are down or other kind of compromise.
Sounds good. Yeah. Something different.
Indeed.
That lower corpse.
And the blood puddle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very quickly and easily, you make it so. Things get much quieter. The lights go to normal.
Here as well.
Yep. All access to ship functions. You see that this ship, in its state, unless you had a large space vehicle to tow it or had the time and manpower to fix it, this is space debris with a lot of internal salvage in base components, because you can see a lot of computerized parts and stuff, but you're seeing the amount of damage that you guys did to it. It's dead in the water. Could be recovered, like I said, if you had a bigger towing kind of ship,
Oh yeah,
something
absolutely.
freighter sized.
I'm all down for going to Santa Keith there and good mood ourselves over that.
Okay.
It's something the party would like.
As such, you
Could be
will
a hit.
want to mark its location, the spatial coordinates, because your ship does not have a tractor beam, nor is it capable of pulling a thing this size if you use like magnetic latchy poles or what do they call them in the Star Trek?
Grappler.
The grapplers, yeah.
I
Even with
was
that,
about to say, I do have that big grappler claw that we can pull off.
could
Yeah, we'll be,
note it for future use and attempts, but yeah, at the moment, your capabilities aren't up to it, so you'd have to come back and hope that it's still here and hasn't been salvaged by somebody else finding it. You are kind of in the middle of nowhere and aren't on the normal track of space. A little bit off the arc, if you will, so by all means.
the, yeah, can I ship registry?
You can.
Yeah, I'll register it under no space down unless one of the others wants to do it. I'm in. No, I'm in. uh, yeah, and I'll put a message log in that kind of pops up like on the screen that visually does something saying, hey, the ship is detained by such and such, you know, towing in progress, sort of thing.
All right.
Whether they heed it or ignore it, me coming it back, that's up to them.
Right. But you have laid in the records a claim to what is essentially salvage or a criminal vehicle at worst, so.
Right. But yeah, we'll just keep going on and laying the
So I can do a quick breakdown of what these guys have on their person. Their ship is pretty well blank and destitute, with the exception of basic amenities, some food to keep them going and stuff, but they're raiders, pirates, and had trouble with one little kitty, so... At any rate, on the big guy you will find heavy trooper armor and power gauntlets. You can see that he kind of had what are like fingerless gloves that he wore, so he could have clawed or made a fist with the gauntlets for bludgeoning. There's a heavy pistol, an explorer's pack, and a PSD. Actually, I think all of them have a PSD, the portable shield device. So that was Krell. Heavy trooper armor, power gauntlets, heavy pistol, explorer's pack. On the Ashen Forged will be...
And a heavy pistol.
Yes.
Yoink.
On the Ashen Forged is medium trooper armor, a backpack, a flashlight, and microfilament wire. And he didn't get to do cool stuff. Looks like also had a collapsible staff, a short rifle. So that is for him. For the blue lady, we've got a staff, 6 throwing blades, and explorer's pack.
Anyone does claim, I'm just gonna put in the party.
Fair enough. Go for it.
We can sell or divvy or whatever.
Okay.
If you want to type out the tab,
I will make sure to add all of that into the party inventory, and you guys have an armory closet on board the ship, so I'll presume those things to be just added into that. And you can sell out of it or access it as you will. Do note though, since you personally wanted to take the saber, you'll probably want to go to the compendium and drag the saber item on your character sheet so that you have that. That's it. Awesome. Perfecto. Indeed. So the captain, in addition, will also have microfilament wire, flashlight, backpack, and armor jacket. Zara came in and gave Momo 10 extra hit points. Everything so far. I haven't heard anybody claim anything else. That's one thing. Just a sec. Alright, so heavy trooper armor, power gauntlets, one heavy pistol, an explorer's pack, and a portable shield device. Essentially, yes, because everyone had one. And then, medium trooper armor. One backpack, one flashlight, one microfilament wire. Also, short rifle and collapsible staff. These are coming from the Ashen Forged. Or sorry, the cache. Or no, that was the Ashen Forge. Yes. Next one, this one will be the Kesh, which is the blue lady. She will have one staff that is not collapsible. She will have 6 throwing blades, 1 explorer's pack. We've already talked about PSD. And then finally, upon the captain, you've already grabbed the saber. She also had a light pistol, an armor jacket, a and then a backpack, flashlight, and another microfilament wire. You did talk about needing armor. It's creating a little mini armory. Those guys. These guys are not star chasers. They're just a random bunch of assholes. But it is very likely that if they are of the pirate persuasion, that they could have bounties on their heads. That is something that you would want to do when you get to the planet Tamari and are able to make contact with people, have access to the net and that sort of thing, the sim. You guys are a little bit away from civilized space, but on your way. So yes. You get audio that comes in. I told you, I won't surrender, no matter what. I've just been made free. I will make my repairs and get out of here. You're dead in the water. Hangs up. You get no answer.
I'll send the next message over. They're dead. I took care of them. Television.
Video comes back on. Sorry about that. I didn't realize that the transponder had changed. It's now registered you as the owner. I just saw the hailing from the binary star and figured, well, assume the worst of you guys, even though we've become detached.
Things are that we detach just as the rest of the crew.
Well,
Would you like to teleport?
oh, to be honest, I would rather not. I have a little bit of repairs to make here, but otherwise, I can pretty well be on my way, with my thanks.
We have a whole ship of parts that you can repair with.
Your ship I don't mind. I simply don't want to step foot over there. You see him shudder.
Before our ship as well. Much to discuss. Otherwise, prepared. Any other things we can do for you?
Well, if you've got snacks, I've got drink to share. He holds up a bottle that you recognize as being an alcoholic milk from your planet that is a Valna specialty. You don't know how the Dendus would like it or not, but you personally are like, ooh, a treat from home.
That will go very well with what we have on our ship. I'll get you over there. And anything else that you do before going to head back to bed? Colonel.
Are we trying to body work or something else?
I personally will just leave him here, and he can drag the ship back to the first planet we see with the shipyard, see if the hauling services I have for it, and then start the bounty ship from there.
The bounties will probably help cover the cost of hauling a ship across space. At least help. We'll see how that breaks out.
Let's hope it.
So, as soon as you are gathered together cohesively, I will actually go ahead and bring us over to your happy home. And he named his ship after himself. Why wouldn't he? Blink! Oh, he doesn't have his token applied there. I at least want to give him a name tag. There we go. Miro, Night Stalker. Oh, he's not in your guys' able to view. I will change that too. And I guess I should put that here. To reference. I can fill in blanks later. So he will, the first thing that he talks about, now that things have cleared, he's kind of like, well, in topics that don't involve me nearly being captured or killed or worse, have you heard what happened to that, the Rendi ship, the Eos Core? Oh, the nets were buzzing about it back on Almari. Oh, well, damned if there wasn't some kind of mutiny or some sort. Representatives from our home, supposedly ambassadors, were captured. Some kind of... Oh, and he leans forward curiously. Well, pray tell, what details did you see? Rumors abound, of course. I was so looking forward to the trade opportunities presented there, but I reckon this'll throw a wrinkle in those plans. Unless you were able to resolve. Some say the ship was destroyed, others say it destroyed the Valna and are bringing war to our home planet. And he will, after your tale, sit back, and he looks relieved, and says, well, if that is the course of things, then opportunity should abound. Hopefully they resolve the mutiny, and well, it only spells prosperity for us. Oh, those details surely already spread across the nets. Despite, I mean, the rumors of course come from the bars, but the story well counted.
As long as they know what happened.
There will be a response, but, I mean, it sounds like the mutiny was averted, so the trade opportunities I had hoped to find should be available, even if there's a hiccup along the way. The Larendi Imperium, of course, kind of a little bit of a fascist dictatorship, very strict and the like. You can tell he doesn't really care. He has a profit motive, and it is certainly opportunity
Oh,
in
yeah.
that regard.
Totally business-minded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's generally good-natured. He's like not a dick about it. Sucks to be everybody else, but you know he has to survive out here too.
Yeah, it is what it is. Supposedly got a scout region. I'll put my hand in glass his way a little bit.
He will eagerly refill and offer to the Dendus as well. If you guys are into kind of a sweet, spicy, alcoholic milk beverage.
Spicy.
It's super good actually. It's like a heavy dose of cinnamon coffee creamer
Ah,
in a coffee,
yeah,
like
yeah.
pretty heavy on the cinnamon flavor. So actually, I don't have any cinnamon. I like to put cinnamon on the top of the grounds because then when the coffee goes through, it flavors the cinnamon. But you can't use too much because the water it's so finely granulated that it like flows differently. So if you put a bunch in, like it could like overflow or pack, and you get your grounds in your coffee, and that sucks. Like you could like mix it in, and it would work better actually instead of just dumping it on top if you're not an idiot like me. Anyway, I digress. Cinnamon in your coffee grounds is awesome.
All right. Well, glad we came by when we did.
Oh, as am I. Ah, what the hell is this? He stands up, skirts back from his.
Oh, Charlotte. Sorry about Charlotte.
He looks
Is
at Momo
that
and
Nora?
then, are you sure?
Oh yeah, you're the mother of any of us.
Comes back to the
That's Nora.
table,
That's Nora and Denise.
grabs his cup, and sets it down in front of Charlotte, and Charlotte moves at it, kind of twitches, takes the cup, and then runs back out of the room, back to the cargo hold, with the cup that was full of drink.
Yeah.
As well,
She's
that
stealthy. She's
worked.
stealthy.
Everyone likes a proper bribe, just have to speak their language. Seem kind of like awkwardly glancing at the side, shudders a little bit. Clearly, this guy doesn't like bugs.
All right, she grows on you. Oh, not literally. I don't know much about
Uh, you would know that you actually stopped the growing. Your efforts were able to because it would have otherwise gotten bigger and died.
it. Yeah, he was clipping. Anyway, thanks for the drink, friend. We will fix first.
So you there then, heading to Almari?
Honestly, GM, I forgot where the hell are we at?
Planet Almari is the closest one, yeah.
Uh, yeah, I'm gonna hire someone to come out and tow that shit back to the port so I can repair it.
Mm. Smart,
Never
smart.
hurt. Yeah, never hurts to have a secondary ship on hand.
If you've the means, wouldn't be worth it for my effort.
Uh, Seals, supplies, shoot. I can make it work.
Says, well, you know, I ran into a bartender down there, pretty well connected with the locale. If you're looking for kind of extra information or inner workings, make some extra coin on the side, you might go and see her.
Absolutely.
Says so. Her name is Atana Waterwalker. And you'll know her. She's one of us. Got that eye patch. Very clearly. Been through a lot in her day. A tough one. There you are. And that is very clearly a Volna naming convention.
Oh, yeah. They
He's
all that didn't do around here were like, man, what's up with all the cats popping up?
And he says that the governor there is one of those humans, the pink skins. And well, if you're honest with her, she's pretty flexible. Just wants to be kept in the loop and keep the peace. If you're not sneaky or deceptive, she generally gives a pretty free rein. Laws there pretty basic, things pretty loose out here. A little bit of frontier justice if you do step out of line, so watch your step. Know who you're dealing with. Says, and if you've got time, depending on your flavor of entertainment, the criminals usually get sent to the combat zone and have to earn their freedom. Little bit of gladiator combat. If you like a show. But don't get caught yourself in it. What was that, sorry?
We should get going.
Well, I think it's volunteer for the show.
Volunteer? I've never heard of such a thing. Only criminals they use. Upstanding citizens like ourselves, we just get to watch. Stay out of the bloodshed. And then he checks a moment and realizes that you guys have just caused and received some bloodshed and says, well, then again, maybe it'd be your element.
Nice. A hunter by trade, so be far from it.
Damned if those pirates didn't know that in advance. They might have been more amicable to a better solution.
Funny. Hello? You have to get all either blood or crying. Should have heard her going on and on. I have the outnumbered us. Damn funny is one down real quick. If the other one out of the fight, then you wouldn't have it. He's her face. He was living.
Pity they won't live to regret it, eh? That it should. Oh, I actually just had quite a haul and cashed in back at Amari, and like I said, I was heading back to the home world. Gonna go through the rift, and then, well, like to spend some time on the beaches, perhaps. A little bit of luxury. And then wait out the storm. Sounds like, again, more trade in the future. Just have to bide my time. But thanks to you, I will be able to hold on to my earnings, and I'll be comfortable for a time. Too young to retire, but too old not to take a break. He grins and wordlessly refills a cup.
Yeah. Someone can drink as much as he's willing to give them.
Yes, well, cheers then. Appreciate the assist. Definitely. Should you come round way back home, or if we see ourselves in the stars, don't hesitate to call. Certainly made a friend today. And he nods at the other three Dendus. You as well. Good folk out here.
What was this guy's name?
He is Miro Night Stalker, captain of the Night Stalker. And you'll have access. He does have a character sheet, as does the ship, although there's no bio attached. I can get that filled in. Just met him, but yeah. Absolutely. I'm a big fan of the note taking. Good to have available for reference and the like. Oh, I can probably switch out the fight music because you guys aren't being confrontational.
I mean, good. He has a big pile of credits.
Oh, he sure did.
It is perfectly good ships right there.
Oh yeah. He's very open and trusting. Yeah, you guys. Well, I mean, you guys are buddies now, as far as he can tell.
Bring flying. What are you gonna do? Get another ship? Space. But yeah, totally see him off. Casually chat. Residence, maybe. After that, yeah, get back to business as usual.
Well, he will bid farewell. You will see that he will be. He won't ask. He'll just kind of be taking some of the extra food for the way, like kind of snacking on it on his way up, like just getting a handful, if you will, on his way out.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole pirate ship had just rations of food on it. Take as much as you want.
Yeah. Very casual about it, and he will make his way to his ship, and you know that he's got some tinkering to do there. You'll see, of course, activity lights are on, but he's good and confident that he'll be on his way soon.
Alright, so before he goes, I'll ask him, hey, do you want us to stay in the area until you're done with repairs, or shall we just head on out?
Says, oh, I appreciate the lookout. I should be okay. If you happen to linger, that's perfectly all right, but if you need haste, by all means.
Before we leave, I'll open the can and carry long range ammunition, see if there's anything else up there that we can pick up.
Ooh, can I get a computer skill check?
I feel like I'm taking the spotlight here, guys. Come on.
There's less killing to be had. Were. This area is clear. You don't see anything coming up on short range. Long range, you know that there's going to be traffic that you'll pick up closer you get to Amari, but right now, open space.
Good to me. Make sure that's gonna be okay before Ahoy, and I'll get us back on track tomorrow.
Alrighty. Alright, so as far as I think getting to the planet here is a pretty good place to call it, but I will give some cliffhanger here and let you guys kind of plot in response your approach and some of your ambitions on the planet. Planet itself, pretty hot, deserty planet. It is more civilized and populated, equipped than others in this arc. just because of its proximity to the rift, central nodes. It uses a lot of human naming conventions from Greek. A lot of the names of its, like its main settlement and buildings and such. Has a single red giant star. Kind of a rocky surface. Again, extreme heat, pretty thick atmosphere. You will have to try to safely navigate in and through. You won't be able to land directly at the colony. You'll have to kind of go aside and then kind of fly your way in underneath some of the cloud cover. The space colony here, again, while it is more refined than others along this arc, because this is on the outer rim, and the further out you go, the more backwoods it will be. But for all of them, this one's closer to normal. Still pretty rough outer rim living, so less populated, less regulated, which does open the door for a little bit of gray area. Comes to potentials for jobs and trade and such. You were given a heads up that the local authority there is friendly but pretty strict, so as long as you're not deceptive, you've been given that heads up from your new Valna friend, Miro. Also a heads up on the bartender you can visit. And as far as what this place has to offer, you've heard about, again, the detention center and the sports center. You know they're going to have basic utilities. This being a desert planet, you can expect there to be things like moisture farms and the like. Not a lot of jungle or that sort of thing. And certain resources, of course, more a commodity here than other places. But you do expect that you should be able to find some basic repair shops, maybe some basic medical if you need, and likely more to be discovered, job opportunities and the like. Give you here sneak peek, approaching the planet itself, coming into the colony. Again, some outskirts settlements, moisture farms and the like, but you will eventually make your way into the central hub, spaceport, main settlement of Amari. Mm-hmm. But of course, since you are just arriving there, you'll be able to dive in more into the details and what this planet and settlement will offer next week on Dragon Ball Z. But yes, of course, you are welcome to talk a little bit about some of your ambitions here. Whether you want to stay, linger, or dip in and out, if there are certain shopping things you wish to accomplish, or anything, any specific ways of income you might want to acquire, that sort of thing. You guys are welcome to discuss that amongst yourselves before we close out to black. Have your shared funds and can kind of share into the lifestyle costs and that sort of thing.
Should wait for a game to split up the
Oh yeah.
Yep. And she will be with us next week, so yeah, she can get caught up and participate in those ambitions. Ooh. So you will definitely have inspiration. We'll be able to start next session getting you a new one. What was the goal you accomplished? Well, you sure did.
Yeah, I saw her low on his points. I was like,
Oh, I also think
And what was your goal?
Defeat an enemy fully.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, there was some of that going on.
Yeah, there was saying that was pretty hard for you to do.
I mean, not really. Not when you're a fighter, you know.
Yeah.
A warrior. Yeah.
The one I'm having trouble with, unless there's only like one or two, get the killing blow on all enemies. It's kind of rough.
Coming close. But then, too, I mean,
I did
if
almost
you just fight one giant bear in the woods and happen to be the one that takes it down, technically.
that. Exactly, like one little mace spider or something.
The cubs aren't enemies. They don't count.
You could just force the fight on Bertrand. He's one enemy.
Yeah. I might not be good allies specifically,
But the goal.
but the goal. But the goal. So I'll have to start that much more frequently.
Oh, yeah, we can do goals at the beginning of session.
Yep.
It's a nice little kind of warm up, getting into character, gets into some focus and stuff.
What might actually keep us on planet for a while if Judy agrees. She's more, I think, mechanical and computer inclined than I am. And I think one of you is more mechanically inclined. Not sure.
He's
Yeah, definitely Dooney.
Um, I
She's very
definitely want.
techie cleric.
Yeah, I definitely want to try to haul some shit back, and I definitely want to work on this having a spare ship, even if it's just rotting away in a hangar somewhere. We can like sell it. If we need like a lump sum, we can. Ours gets damaged, we
Save
can
it for
trade it
parts,
out for
yeah.
something. Yeah, or parts that could just be really useful to have. But it's beyond saving, or we just can't do it, or we just don't stay on the planet very long. Eventually, it's gonna like focus us to staying here, doing jobs, making money for cars and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. Which you are certainly welcome to do.
could sell us for scrap.
You're going to sell us scrap.
No, I said we could sell for scrap. There's stuff we could repair.
Yeah. Yeah. If repair is too much, because all we did was take out the engines, just kind of blow holes in the structural engine hangar. Hard shot to kill.
Yeah, really,
Other than that,
more of the cost is however much the person charges you to tow it.
right. Like, well, I mean, yeah, y'all can order it if you need to, but just ignore the, blood and guts in the car.
And that's another side note. Did you guys collect bodies for bounty, or did you just leave them to rot?
Um,
For what?
Let a cleaning droid mash it into next week's stew that gets donated to the homeless.
there were
Tuesday is
bodies.
Soylent Green Day.
Is that what you're saying, sir?
You are welcome to arrange them and collect them if you wanted to see if they have a bounty available. You don't know and won't until you get to the colony, but they are bad guys, pirates in space. If nothing else, you can just report them. You can.
Oh,
You can take pictures of them and then just blow them out into space. It's a little bit morbid if you're like posing with a thumbs up next to a dead body to prove that you deserve the bounty, but it it
It's like
techni-
folklore.
right, exactly, it technically still works. Hold up the ashen ford by some of their tentacle dread things and
yeah.
like deer horns. Yeah, that's, I mean, you're gonna
Yeah, but
get,
no,
somebody's gonna throw paint on you eventually, but you're welcome to. It is still a free universe.
no, I think we have to take a lot of constructive walk off our ship, got corpses over our shoulders and shit. Like, hey, where's the sheriff's office?
Oh yeah, of course. You guys are always a pleasure, and I really dig this universe and stuff.
Yeah, I'm kind of
Lots of
digging
yeah.
Genesis itself.
Yeah, I like. I mean, it's familiar. It's D&D, but it's space themed, so
There's
well executed.
some space.
Yeah, and plus I get to make fun space colony art with Midjourney, and that is a pleasure too.
Fucking loving the how the Raypunk game.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like for me, all of the genres are fun, and it keeps it fresh. Cause like there's like the Raypunk Tomorrow, and then the Storm King game right now. They're in the Mirror of Dead Men, so I get to make like lizard folk and cool swampy scenes and stuff, and it like keeps it fresh and moves along.
I had
Yeah.
a character that I loved. His name was Achu. It was literally just a draconic sort of creep, because he was all green. His parents named him Green.
Nice. El Verde.
Imagine when you call it polite, but your scales change color as you get older.
Uh,
Your mother is colorblind.
LOL.
All right.
Thank
Well,
you, Will.
I will go ahead and let you guys be free to the winds. Of course, definitely at your leisure, you're welcome to dive into chatty things. Definitely anticipate that Dooney, of course, will probably need a nice update, and then
oh
you
yeah.
can loop her into your shenanigans and plans. She likes to uh, do healing stuff and is very personable, so she might wrap you guys up into charitable ventures. So, but there's also money to be made. Just a heads up.
Money. Yeah, yeah. Fucking totally forget the IRL content that I'm looking at. Actually, Stanford never know when you're gonna take a bad month until it takes you down.
Indeed. A lot to be had. Yeah, and there'll be plenty. You guys don't have to dive into the colony here, but there's plenty which you'll find when you dip your toes in.
That's great. I've never been to colony, so I'm interested in exploring it too.
Ooh, I will definitely consider that as well. Out here, maybe, maybe
Out here's
not.
probably
There might
probably
be
a no
some
go.
grungy Ripper Doc who might be able to throw something together. So we'll see. Alrighty, cool.